Hello, beautiful people of the internet. My name is Focus Lunch, and I am here to talk to you today about Pokemon Draft League, competitive Pokemon, specifically in the Draft League format. So, back in fall of last year, before Generation 8 came out, my good Judy, good sister, best friend in the whole world, my Gia, this homosexual here, whose Twitter I'm on. Follow him; he's fantastic. If you like Smash Ultimate Robin clips, um, said I really want to start a Pokemon Draft League. We had seen a lot of YouTube content, Wolfie VGC, the WBE, um, a couple different YouTubers that we were familiar with competing, and the WBE is a Pokemon YouTuber draft league that was happening, and he was like, I really want to make one. I want to start one with the Smash Club we attended, New Paltz Smash Club. So we decided to call it the he decided to call it. I had no um creative you know what I'm saying, and at all at the time. Um but everybody, there's we had enough people who wanted to do it, so we got 16 of us together from New Paltz Smash Club, and we started this Pokemon Draft League, and we were like, what format do we want to use? What do we we're stupid. We that's a lot of work of tiering, 900, 800, 700, whatever, how many Pokemon there were at the time, tiering them all and having a fair balance, getting our shit together. So we stole the entire thing from the Pokemon Fun League. At the time, you should subscribe to them too. They have really cool content. I have to subscribe to Hef TV right here because that's my good friend Jim, who I'm going to talk to you about in a minute. So if you guys do not know what a Pokemon Draft League is, how it works is you take, and there's so many different formats. There's many different ways you can do this. I've seen all sorts of them with more complicated point systems than this, but it's essentially Pokemon Fantasy Football, and you go through a snake format or a modified snake format, and you say, hey, you guys all have a certain amount of points. In our case, it was 1,100 points to pick 1,100 Pokemon, and we have all these tiers set up with different point values. We went over and we picked them all, and over the course of 2 or 3 days, we have well, back then there were 16 of us, but now that there's 20 of us, over the course of 2 days, we had 220 Pokemon selected off this list, and my butt hurt from being glued to my computer chair for so long, taking all those picks. But we got through it, and now we're going to have some really fun matches between all of our Smash Club pallies who wanted to play some Pokemon. So I've been thinking about doing these types of videos and doing recordings, specifically analyzing the matches that take place every week. So I have that here for you. If you're really, I had set these tabs up because if you really don't know what I'm talking about, in the world of competitive Pokemon that exists out there, you should totally visit two resource sites, which are Smogon University, the hub for competitive Pokemon, and basically in the singles format. There's plenty of doubles metagames on there too. But if playing on console isn't really your thing, and you don't want to catch and breed all your Pokemon, and you're a lot more into the theory craft than you are into the grinding that it takes to compete in Nintendo sponsored tournaments and stuff like that, you can do for fun ones and for clout ones on Pokemon Showdown. And the forum site that backs Pokemon Showdown is Smogon University. And any metagame you could be looking to get into, if you're looking to get into, Pokemon Red and Blue, if you're like, I want to play with like 148 or 9 Pokemon legal, then you're totally, and only like 6 of them viable, you could totally go back and play Pokemon Red and Blue. They have tons and tons and tons of articles and tons and tons of Pokédex analysis, like where they take a Pokemon and tell you what it does in that metagame. Tons and stuff. You should, if you're interested in Pokemon, competitive Pokemon, you should definitely check it out. I'm sure most of you watching this video already, this is old news. This is like, you're like, I knew this when it came out, and when Pokemon Online stopped being a thing in middle school. Like, I know. Um, but so yeah, we started our own Pokemon. I think this is our doc we use here. The all of our good gamers and all of their drafts, and I plan on doing an analysis video in some months from now on my draft and why I picked all my Pokemon. I don't want to do it right now because I don't want to give my secrets away, and I don't want to put this video up and then have the people that I have to fight watch it and be like, oh, that's why he picked this thing, like specifically to counter me, and that will just put me in a bad spot. But I think it'd be fun to get a head start, and since I have the drive to do some commentary now, to go back in time a little bit and go back to February 14th of this year, which is the very end of the first, this is Grand Finals, Game 1 of the Pokemon Commuter Lounge League Season 1, where I, spoiler, do not win, I get second, to my friend Jim Half TV, who you saw me minutes ago just subscribe to his YouTube channel. Sorry, Jim, I didn't subscribe to you yet. And I'm gonna give you my thoughts of Grand Finals of Season 1 of the league. So let us get in. Actually, do I? So unfortunately, the Google Doc, similarly to this one that we had for the Season 1 and Season 2 of the league, Nick, over here, it was under his Google account, and it got hacked, and we no longer have access to it. So I would love to give you guys the rundown on all the Pokemon that I had, and like why I had them, and like what they did versus the people in my division and stuff. But I don't. It just takes too long to like remember everything. But essentially, the first Pokemon I picked when we started drafting was Celesteela. Was my 200 pointer, was my strongest Pokemon that I had. And after the drafting phase, the first 2 weeks of battles, I went 0-2. I lost both of them, and I was like, I need to change something up. My team isn't working. I don't get it. I swapped out Celesteela for this Pokemon right here, Magearna. And if you guys are familiar with competitive Pokemon, specifically in Generation 7, Magearna is kind of a menace. Magearna is seriously a contender for being one of the most broken Pokemon in that metagame, one of the strongest Pokemon in that metagame. It can boost its speed. It has an ability that every time it gets a kill, it boosts its special attack. It has an amazing defensive and offensive typing in Fairy and Steel, and with access to Z moves, it has a very easy way to fish for kills without dropping its special attack with its signature move, Floor Cannon. And after making the switch, I won a 5-week win streak until I lost to my friend Cyro X, who reverse 6-0'd me with Snorlax because I ran out of PP for Psyshock. And then won the 2 games after that, and then went on to making Grand Finals. So I was very confident with the team I had after making a couple swaps. Magearna really carried me through the whole thing. I'm very happy I picked it. It's now banned. Last season we said no more Magearna. Everybody who picks it does too well. It's a little cheesy. But I'm happy I had it when I did, so I can make this into the spotlight a little bit among my friends for the clout. So here, this is me. My name is Focus Lunch. My little guy here is King Focus Punch is the name I use on Showdown. And this is my friend Jim over here, and we can get into it. So I lead with Rotom Heat. I think specifically thinking that he could be lead Omastar, who can run has a lot of entry hazards, Stealth Rock, Spikes, Toxic Spikes, as well as Fortress. Both of these Pokemon, including Nidoqueen, who he is named after a porn star, unfortunately. I SMH my half Jim. But Rotom Heat functions pretty well against it. It has the Levitate ability to not get hit by Nidoking's ground type moves, and it outright kills Omastar and Fortress. So I lead Rotom Heat here, who I have named after my good friend LCD, who actually went undefeated before playoffs in this league. He's actually really, really sick, but Jim ended up beating him. So I switch out immediately, knowing that Nidoqueen, although it limited his options, right? I went Rotom Heat because I was immune to his ground type moves, but he could still. Nidoqueen doesn't get hit by electric type moves, and he could hit me pretty hard. And because Rotom Heat was so good in this matchup versus pretty much all of his Pokemon, I wanted to keep it healthy, and I didn't want to throw it away at the very first turn of the game. And he could, if he was running a more offensive variant of Nidoqueen with Sludge Wave and its ability Sheer Force, it could probably kill me in 2 hits. So I switched out to my Mamoswine, who resists poison. So I take a little bit of damage. I force him to switch out. I get my Stealth Rocks up. Stealth Rock, gives me a lot of momentum. It forces him to rapid spin them away. Let's see what he does. Does he go for spin? So he double switches. I get my rock set up. Yes. Okay. Hold on. Brain's not working too hot right now. Yeah, so he switches out to protect his Nidoqueen. On the turn that I set my rocks up, he goes, oh, I gotta get rid of those. In my head, that's what's happening. I think he's going into his Rapid Spinner, which is Fortress. If he does indeed carry Rapid Spin, I don't remember if he does this game. But little do I know, this Fortress is actually packing a whole lot of tech, a lot of power against me, especially in Game 2. He's going to be bringing it again and doing a whole lot of work. So he switches out because a couple things could be going on in his brain. One, he wants to get rocks up so he can come back in later to bring Victini or Gyarados back in without taking 25% of their health because they're weak to Stealth Rocks. Or if he has Focus Sash on Omastar and he plans on Shell Smashing, which I don't think is what he's thinking because I have 3 forms of priority in First Impression, Sucker Punch, and Ice Shard. So I don't think he's doing that, but it definitely helps to keep Gyarados, which is his Mega Evolution, its Mega Gyarados, and Victini healthy. So that's what I think he's going to do. I unfortunately don't have a Ghost type to block his Rapid Spin. But in this position I'm in right now, Gyro Ball can kill me. This Fortress can kill my Mamoswine. So I end up switching out into Altaria. So I go for the super effective move, Fortress being a Bug and Steel type, 4 times weak to fire. I go for Flamethrower. He's carrying an Aqua Berry, which means he cuts the damage by half. So unfortunately I don't kill it right there. And he does get the Toxic off me. Now this is could have been really important, and I think it deems important Game 2 or something. I don't remember. But I know this thing beats this thing 1v1 in Game 2 or 3. But it puts me on a Charmer. It means that I can no longer safely, with a Mega Altaria, Dragon Dance up, or use Cotton Guard, or do something that would mean that I don't have to worry about another Pokemon for the rest of the game. You know what I mean? If I set up a Cotton Guard, then I'm no longer worried about V-Create from Victini. If I set up a Dragon Dance, I now, all the time, guarantee outspeed an offensive variant of Nidoqueen, and I can kill it with Earthquake. It can't Sludge Wave me. So, because I have Toxic up, I can't bring this in on Gyarados or Tangrowth and do those moves because I'm taking too much passive damage, and they could probably stall me out. So he switches back out again, or I think he's going to. Interesting. He does indeed end up rapid spinning. I think he was looking to sack his fortress there. He was probably expecting it to die, because I still had flamethrower, I still outsped him. I could probably just kill it right then and there. But there was no way he was getting his fortress back in a second time and like having it do anything, because all my Pokemon on the field killed it. When it's at 28% of its health. So he was like, well, if I'm going to get Rapid Spin off at any point in the game, it's going to be right now. He's going to double switch, he's going to try to make a play, whatever. So he ends up getting it off. He reads me right. So I bring back my Mamoswine. I set the rocks back up. I say, no, you can't do that. He kills my Mamoswine. That's fine, whatever. I bring in Magearna. Now he's in position where he can try to spin these rocks and I get a free move up. I can, say, hey, I'm doubling my speed with my already insane special attack. I'm going to be a huge threat. Or he can Volt Switch on the Volt Switch right now and get a much more offensively threatening Pokemon in. Which probably should have been his play. But even if it was, this next turn is going to show you why it's a little something else. So he Volt Switches now. Gets in Nidoqueen. Yeah, so he Volt Switches on the turn I Shift Gear. Yeah, when I watched the replay before, I thought I had Ice Beamed on the switch, which was a weird play by me, but it like made sense. But this does matter. So I use Ice Beam, and which has a 1 in 10 chance of freezing. If this Ice Beam did not freeze, he definitely could have killed me in return or put me in range of like anything. Which I don't think it's Scarf Victini, so it wouldn't have mattered if it didn't outright kill me, but I think it does. I think it's Life Orb Nidoqueen, which means it like has like 30% extra damage on top of its like already insane damage because it has Sheer Force. So I think Earth Power would have killed me. So it's definitely really important that I got this freeze to win this game as easily as I would have. I think I still could have won the game, but it would have been a whole lot harder. So I do get the freeze, which means I do. He doesn't first turn Wake Up. I do kill him, which means I use my Soul Heart ability. I was gonna say Beast Boost, which is a very similar ability, to get my special attack boost. He bings in Tangrowth. I kill it. And at this point, because he didn't get rid of the Stealth Rock, anything that has a Focus Sash to live any move from full, it doesn't matter because I have Stealth Rock up the field, which does a little bit of chip damage. So at this point, there's really no way he's coming back from this unless I'm like not running Tim and Bagirna and he's running Jolly Scarf Victini, which I don't believe is the case here. Yeah, I go for Shadow Ball. Wait, that doesn't kill? What's going on here? Oh, but he goes for Final Gambit. Okay. Which is a really, really weird play. I think he was expecting to outspeed me, and what Final Gambit does is it, all of the HP that you have right now, you kill yourself, and then do all of that damage to your opponent. It's like an eye for an eye type of move. But I end up outspeeding him. He does not indeed outspeed me. Maybe he was expecting me to be modest and not timid, which means I have lower speed stat, but I don't know what he was expecting. Definitely could have killed me there. Makes the wrong play. Does Final Gambit instead of a fire type move. So I get another special attack boost, and then everything else on his team dies to Thunderbolt, or Shadow Ball too, because doesn't really matter. Hit that thing with Dazzling Gleam. Do I not have Thunderbolt? I guess I don't have Thunderbolt. Dazzling Gleam doesn't matter. I had enough. I have the correct moves to kill everything on his team. I don't know what Dazzling Gleam hit harder than Thunderbolt. It's very weird that I had it. I don't remember his team, to be honest, but like all the 11 Pokemon that he had, or it could have been the other 5 that he didn't bring. Could have been weak to, but I'm not sure where my head was at the time. But it doesn't matter. I won 5-0. I had all this extra in the back. I had a lot of Pokemon at very good HP stats. So there's a 10-minute timer, and then we have to prepare for game 2. Now, between in these grand final sets, you get to switch one Pokemon for your team. You can switch any moves that you want, all the items, all of the all the EV spreads, the natures, the nicknames, the whatever you want. But only one Pokemon. I decided I did really well, so I'm not going to switch Pokemon. I liked what I had. He does get rid of Omastar, which he considered was dead weight, and I agreed. I think this was the correct play. And he has a Tornadus this time around, which also weak to Ice Beam. So I don't know why. More weak to Thunderbolt than weak to Dazzling Gleam. I don't know why Dazzling Gleam. Maybe I'll ask Jim and we'll figure it out later. So, odd lead matchup for him. I think because I led Mamoswine last time. This Tangrowth, nicknamed after one of our favorite pizza places, because he looks like noodles. Does a really good matchup against. If I hit him with an ice type move like Icicle Crash, he would live it, and then he would Giga Drain me, probably kill me, and heal all that health back up. So I lead Rotom Heat. He actually wait, hold on. Did I lead Mamoswine last time? What did I lead last time? No, I led Rotom Heat last time. Why did he? Okay. Anyway, afraid that I would get Stealth Rocks up, he definitely brought this Pokemon. Rotom Heat could probably kill Tangrowth right now with a Overheat, but fearing him getting in a Pokemon like Gyarados and then setting up when I have minus special attack after an Overheat, or Victini. He has a lot. I don't want to give him any momentum, so I switch right out with Volt Switch. I do a little bit of damage, and that lets me switch Pokemon. He does have Sleep Powder. I truthfully do not remember. Oh, I think all my Pokemon's nickname rhymed or something. Really cringe. I don't remember. It was February. That's like years ago. But unfortunately, my Skuntank gets put to sleep. Literally, not like metaphorically, not like injected to death. But he's taken a fat nap, and he is not going to wake up, so I can't hit this Pokemon with a super effective Poison type move. So I switch back into Rotom. He gets a little passive healing with Leech Seed. I believe I do go for the Overheat here, or maybe I don't have Overheat. I go for the Reflect. He gives me a Choice Scarf. So what was that? I don't know why he made that play to get rid of his Choice Scarf. Choice Scarf definitely does help him outspeed certain variants of. If I Dragon Dance up with Altaria, I then outspeed him without his Choice Scarf. There's a couple different reasons he might have wanted it, but he takes my Rocky Helmet from Skuntank, which I think Rocky Helmet Skuntank is heat. I might have to record at another date my match with our friend Gil, where he had a lot of threatening physical attackers and I didn't really have answers to them, so I decided to bring Aftermath, Rocky Helmet, Skuntank. So between the damage I'm doing from Sucker Punch, which is a priority move, so I go first and hit them first for a little bit of damage, and the damage they're taking from killing me and proccing my ability Aftermath and proccing my item, they're doing usually more than half their health if they're very frail, strong, potent physical attackers who are faster than my team. So that's what I was worried about here. I was worried that he was going to V-create me and then I was going to do so much damage to him back. But doesn't happen. He tricks me. He uses U-turn. gets in his Gyarados with a very funny nickname. I switch into Rotom Heat because I am immune to that move. Except for he has the Mold Breaker. I'm really silly right now. I don't know if I forgot that Mold Breaker existed or if I just wanted to sack that Pokemon. I don't know where my brain was at. Gyarados has the ability Mold Breaker, which means he ignores abilities when he's doing attacking moves, or I think any move. And even though I'm a levitating Pokemon as Rotom Heat, he can still hit me with the ground type move because he has the ability Mold Breaker. So that Pokemon dies. I bring in Altaria, who is a very bulky Dragon and Fairy type, which means that I resist his Water and Dark type moves. Doesn't take too much from Earthquake either. I think I have if I do recall correctly, this Altaria is very physically defensive. I tend to, this season, loved running physically bulky Altaria. It just in Draft League, Pokemon with really great offensive stats and a great speed stat and great, like middling, all those kind of things, you generally have enough power to kill the lower end Pokemon. You know what I mean? If they have like a really weird niche answer to you, you can run enough HP and defense investment to withstand whatever cheese they're trying to go for with their 40, and then kill them back anyway. So I think HP investment is kind of the wave in Draft League. I hit him with a Earthquake that's super effective. He hits me with Earth Power. I think we trade here. I forget what he. Yeah, he has to switch out because I'm gonna kill him. I switch back out into Skuntank. Probably to let it die. Probably because I valued health on my Altaria far too much to let it go down to 30-some%. So I went out in my sleeping Skuntank, which had no value to me anymore because it couldn't do any damage. It was asleep. I was too. It just So I decided to sacrifice it, and get momentum, not let my Altaria go down. I wake up. I Poison Jab. I don't know why. Maybe I was expecting him to go into Tangrowth. I really don't know. Oh, right, because he was already into Tangrowth. I'm thinking thinking in circles. But he had Tangrowth out. I went for the super effective Poison Jab. He switched back into his Brandy Love, and tanked the hit really hard. I go Mamoswine, which beats this thing 1v1. He brings out his Fortress named Lightning. Jim he didn't have this Pokemon from the start of the draft. He and Lightning McMurphy they had made a trade, and they had switched Gligar and Fortress, which is why he had names his Fortress every single game after him in Thank, and I don't blame him because it did so much work. So it definitely was a good trade in his favor. I try to beat this thing down. I try to and it ends up killing me. Maybe not this game. Maybe it's game. Yeah. So there last turn. So I do damage to it. I do damage to it. He's at 4. Yeah, there we go. End of the turn. Okay. I Earthquake could get him down to 4%. He Rapid Spins and gets rid of the Stealth Rock right there. Those rocks, like I said in game 1, are very valuable to me, and I want to keep them up. So instead of killing the Fortress right this second, I say, hey, let me, do that. Because although I do have Ice Shard on this Pokemon, which is a priority move, this Pokemon definitely does wonders for me against Nidoqueen and Tornadus. His biggest threats on his team, Victini and Gyarados. Both resist Ice Shard. So I didn't think it was gonna, and his team outspeeds me, and I just didn't think it was gonna. Certainly at the time, I thought that getting rocks on the field was more valuable to me. I switched into Magearna. I switched back out into Skuntank, possibly to get rid of. Yeah. Okay. So I tanked the hit. I killed it. This is kind of bad for me right now, though. In this position, I remember Victini tricked me a Choice Scarf, so I can't switch up my moves. So he can come in and to his Gyarados, his Mega Gyarados, and Dragon Dance in my face because I do nothing with Crunch, and I can't do anything about it. Or hit the Substitute, which means he tanks any move, including Crunch, in case he was fearing me going into Golisopod, which has a priority move that would kill it in first impression because he's weak to Bug. We'll see what goes up. So he goes into Tangrowth, because I can't use my poison type moves. I only have Crunch right now, because I have locked in via the Choice Scarf. He lead cheese me, he heals me a little bit. Sheet realizing that that his name is Pompadoro's. I go into Mega Altaria, I Flamethrower it. I'm very shocked at how little damage it does. I think this thing is definitely Assault Vest, because it doesn't have leftovers recovery, right? No, it doesn't. So, alright, wait, no, but he has Leech Seed. This was a really weak Mega Altaria. I did not put special attack investment into this thing. I think it's all bulk. Because that Flamethrower did, like, no damage. I use Hyper Voice, expect, just in case he went out into, like, Mega Gyarados or something, and had a move to kill me, I don't know. But, he had a couple fire resists that, Hyper Voice would have hit for more damage, so, in case he switched out. So he goes into Will Smith, Genie. That movie wasn't that bad either. I remember people talking about how the Will Smith from the live action Aladdin was like really terrible looking. I saw the movie and it wasn't that distracting, to be honest with you. I don't think it was a fantastic movie. I think the Jafar in the cartoon being such an animated, lovable, goofy villain, having a parrot that like doesn't talk, that's like a normal ass parrot, and having him be like traditionally attractive, not like oblong faced like weirdo, made it like much less. I think Jafar's like the worst casted. Like they needed like a funny guy in that role, and it like just didn't work. I didn't pay that much attention. I was smooching on my boyfriend at the time in the back of my car, and in a drive-in theater. But I digress. So he goes for Hurricane, hits it, only 70% accurate, kills me with a Hurricane. Tornado's pretty strong Pokemon. I go into Magearna. I do indeed resist the flying type move, and I have a pretty hefty special defense stat. He goes for Inferno Overdrive, so we do have Z moves legal in this league. How we do it is after you draft your 11 Pokemon, one of them possibly being a Mega Evolution, you get to pick 2 Pokemon other than your Mega, of course, because it always has to hold its Mega Stone, who are allowed to use Z moves. Your Z Captain can use any Z move. It could be with some exceptions. We banned Omni boosting ones, but you have 2 Pokemon that can use Z moves. One of those Pokemon could use non-offensive Z moves to do something else. Just to make because the team building implications of any Pokemon having like a version of a move that's like I'm trying to think of an example, like you think your Vaporeon, your grass, your water type is a counter to my Heatran. Oh wait, no, now I have a Solar Beam that's like literally twice as strong, and it kills it outright, and it's only takes 1 turn to use. So that's kind of silly. If every Pokemon on your team has that kind of power at any given moment, it makes the preparation work really obnoxious. You're too many possibilities to prepare for, and it's just kind of not fun. So we said 2 Pokemon, and this was one of his. So he had a fire move. I don't know what fire move. Oh, Heat Wave. Heat Wave. It gets Heat Wave, right? So it was the Heat Wave in front of Overdrive. I switched out into Gliscopod. I could... Oh, my last Pokemon. That's why. Okay, so after I 5-0 him, he 4-0s me, and it is on to game 3. And this recording is probably taking way too long, so I'm gonna not like speed through, but do my best. So clearly I lost that game. So I did indeed, in that 10 minutes that I got to prepare, switch out one of my Pokemon, and I think Rotom Heat didn't get me enough. Although typing wise, it did pretty good against his team. Like, you know, like on the surface level, you know, oh, it can kill Tangrowth, it can kill Fortress, it can do whatever. I think I wanted something with bulk. You know, to be honest with you, I wish I could like jump in my brain months ago and tell you exactly why I picked Reuniclus in this situation. I'm fairly certain this variant has Future Sight. I don't remember. I wish it had like the movesets at the bottom, like if I was playing it live, but it doesn't. Oh, let's get into it. Game 3 Grand Finals. These Pomatoros. I Ice School Crash. He has Berry to heal himself. I'm Life Orb, I reveal. He switches Pokemon. I Ice School Crash again, trying to kill the Tangrowth, get it out of the way. I think this thing is max Fizz Def, because I am doing no damage with like Life Orb. He thinks I'm going to switch. That read there, it was kind of smart on him. He thinks that I am very afraid of him, so he goes, he's not going to stay in again and Earthquake me. So he goes for a move that I'm immune to, thinking I'm going to switch to one of my other Pokemon that's not. I just want to kill it. Why? I don't know. Maybe I'm silly. He doesn't go for that move again. I think in my head, I go, there's no way this thing is that fat, right? Earthquake is doing 42 point. No way that my move that's like weak doesn't kill it at that percentage. Indeed it doesn't. Indeed it tanks. It lives at 2 HP. And I think ends up getting me dead. Yeah. So I go down. Unfortunately. This is really unfortunate. It like doesn't matter that much because it's a 2 HP. I can kill it with any move that I have. It's so silly that I don't know. I should have just pressed the Earthquake button. It was so, I don't know, my flatline noise. Okay, so I go into this thing because there was a layer of toxic spikes on the field. And I wanted to absorb them. Poison types that are not levitating, poison types that touch the ground, when they come into the field and there's poison and there's toxic spikes on your side of the field, they absorb them. That way when I switch in my Altaria or my Reuniclus or my Gliscopod, they don't get poisoned. It is very important for Mega Altaria. So, I use Memento. Because I know my Skuntank is crap. This Pokemon sucks so bad. It will not do anything for me this game. I use Memento to, in my head, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up with Mega Altaria. So I Mega Evolve. So, Lightning here, Fortress. He's at half of his attack stat. This Pokemon here is bulky. I am thinking that no matter, like, that if I set up my defense or like my I think that I'm going to be able to live a hit. Like, why would I not be able to live a hit? He has half his attack stat. He continues to Jeremiah me down. I Dragon Dance, and then Earthquake doesn't kill. So, this, I started crying. Probably not really, but I was probably like shaking a little bit. I tried to set up so many times. I tried to Dragon Dance. I tried to, like, so, something. I should have done calculations. I should have absolutely went into this little nifty little site that we use and put like Mega Altaria Fortress, and like did all the numbers and ran and saw how many like percent it would do. Should have done that. Didn't do that. I was like, that thing will weak as shit. I'll substitute. It won't take out my substitute. No, it definitely this lost me the game. Like absolutely. So, he Jagger Balls again because he gets left at 2 health, and I switch in Magirna, and he switches out, and he's in his Tornadus, and I think here he's okay. So Will Smith Genie has an ability called Prankster, which means that all moves that aren't attacking moves are priority, which means they move first. So he uses Tailwind, which means now all of his Pokemon have double speed for 4 turns. Magirna's whole shtick, its whole niche, like what it does, what I've been using it for, I mean, now it does different things. It has access to things in Gen 8 it didn't get before to heal itself and stuff. But back then, like, the thing was you ran as an offensive Z move, and you doubled your speed. That way you can kill stuff and outspeed stuff. But now I don't outspeed stuff, and that's like half my game. So he uses Inferno Overdrive. I have an Akaberry this time because the exact same play he made to me last game. I said, hey, I'm not gonna die to that move. I'm gonna forego using a Z move, and instead run an Akaberry. So I shift gear again. He can't outspeed me with offensive moves at this point because I have +3 speed. He only has, or ×3 speed. He only has ×2 speed. Multipliers are pretty broken in Pokemon. If you get one of them and keep getting them, it's pretty hard to come back from if you're fighting against them. So I get a special attack boost from killing it. So at this point, at plus, I believe I still have Shadow Ball. And I don't remember if this kills, but he's Scarf and he has Tailwind, which means he outspeeds me. I think he's Scarf. I'm not quite sure. Right there, he had to switch out because after a V-Create, which is this huge nuke move, it's like 180 base power plus stab. It he has to. Yeah, it lowers his speed and his defenses. He would still outspeed me because Tailwind was still up, I think, and these Pokemon that I still have are really slow. But Tailwind, this Pokemon here, named Lois, Golisopod, first impression, is a 90 base power move. I have like 125 base attack. I think I have a Choice Band, which means I definitely would be killing Victini with a move that goes first after, so he had to switch out for sure. I read that. I make a really smart play. I said, I know he's not going to stay in. He's not going to die to this first impression, so I need to use a move that gives me more leeway. That means I don't want a Nidoking to switch in, and it take no damage and just kill me, so I say, hey, let me use a water move that's going to hit this thing harder, this thing harder, this thing harder. So he brings in Tangrowth. He confirms there that I'm Choice Banned, because if I wasn't, I would have Leech Lifed him. I would have used a Bug-type move, super effective on Tangrowth. But because I switched out, he knows that I can't. No, I mean, obviously, I think I've been using a lot of Choice Band Golisopod this season, and it was kind of it was expected, but it might have been good for me to not have it on this game. So I go over Uniclus. He uses Sleep Powder. He misses, unfortunately. I think he's 2-2 for Sleep Powders right now after this one here. I wake up very early, which is pretty good for me. I think he kills a V-Create. Oh, he tricks me again. No. Oh, okay. So he tricks me a Choice Scarf, which means that I can only use Recover because I tried to. I thought he was gonna hit me with a move, and I was like, wait, that doesn't kill me. I'm gonna recover up, and now but it doesn't work like that. I can now. He tricks me instead. He's been playing this very conservatively. He's been, instead of coming in and breaking holes and hitting me with these moves that are like nukes and stuff like that, he's playing knowing I'm afraid of those moves and taking advantage of my fear. So I definitely admire him for that. At first impression, it kills. That is so... any physical move that can kill Tangrowth. Tangrowth is one of the fattest physical walls in the game. It is so bulky. Any physical move that can kill Tangrowth and 100% of it's, like, from full is crazy, crazy, crazy. So, yeah, people popped off. Whoa! Let's go Glissabot lowest. Yeah, they definitely kind of went a little ape. So here, I go back into, he sends up Brandy Love. So the thing about first impression, even though it's so crazy strong, you can only use it on the first turn you're out, similar to move Fake Out. You can't use it over and over again. So now I'm forced to switch. Fortunately for me, Reuniclus that I still have doesn't take a whole lot from this Pokemon here. So I use Psyshock. Yeah, it's a 2-hit KO. He hits me, doesn't kill me. I hit that. He has Mienshao, which he has named Melee Sheik, which is actually my melee main, which is possibly the reference. I'm not sure. As well as Nigeia's melee main, which is why we are referencing the Nick show stuff for a fair. So I go down, and I go back into Golisopod. I Aqua Jet, and I don't remember what he does. He doesn't kill me. So this thing isn't choice band or anything. Golisopod has a pretty good HP in the physical defense stat. I'm not surprised that it doesn't die. But if his set intended to do the most possible damage with V-Create, it probably would have killed me. Which means, something else. He's probably Jolly, he's probably not Adamant, probably not Choice Band. No, he's not Choice Band because he Choice Scarf tricked me early in the game. But, so I live it. I also am full HP infested, I believe, because speed doesn't matter, because I'm expecting to do the most damage with First Impression and Aqua Jet, and I don't really outspeed anything even with some speed investment. Anything important, anyway. So he uses V-Create, doesn't kill me. I Aqua Jet again, because I'm Choice Band, I'm locked into it. And he brings back out his Mienshao. I Aqua Jet it. He Poison Jabs me, and I lose. So... $64 times 1.5. Where my phone at? It is possible, I think there's a world in which if I got a 4% critical hit chance here, times, come on, 64 times 1.5. I was a math major, guys, don't pick on me. Okay, 96%. If I had got a higher roll and a critical hit, I could have won the game from very far behind because Golisopod is so strong. But it doesn't happen. Odds aren't in my favor. The odds were definitely in his favor. I think it's a very he played the games fantastically. He beat LCD earlier in playoffs, who was undefeated, and he became the Season 1 champion. Very, very smart guy. Also, I'm gonna hype him up real quick. This man, Jimbo. Or hold on, go to YouTube really quick. Hef TV. Sub to him. He's handsome, he's funny. He definitely sub to him. He makes all of our art for the for like our team names for the, what am I doing? How do I go to my page? How do I go to my page? Focus launch. Where am I? Where's me? Profile? There we go. He didn't make this one, but he made Manwaku's art, which is really funny. He is that really it? There has to be more. I thought I was gonna show you guys something really funny, and it's not here. Anyway, you can say, hey, can you make the dumbest poster in the world for me? Actually, this season, my team name for this league, because I had a Stunky, or a Skuntank, was Uh-Oh Stunky, like the stupid ape in the zoo with the lips meme, and he made that for me. He edited Licky Licky with that monkey's lips on it for free for me. And he could have said I don't want to look at that on my screen. I don't want to entertain that thought. And he did it. And he gave it to me, and it's on a piece of documentation that we no longer have access to because Nick's Google account got hacked. But thank you guys for listening so much. I had fun doing this. I would like to do more. This video is probably way too long, but thanks for watching, and you all have yourselves a wonderful night.